Yo, what's up, gamers? Aaron Shack here, and we're going to vote in the Game Awards 2023, discuss some of the categories and stuff. We only have a little bit less than an hour to cast votes, so we're going to get the show on the road. Let me just grab a drink, and then we're good to go. All right, gamers, let's talk about the Game Awards. Let's do the thing. Let's see. I think we can go in on this scene here. Oh, yeah, everything's looking nice. Let me just make some tweaks. That way you guys got the full thing here. You can go to thegameawards.com and just log in with like a Twitter account or whatever your choice is. Big award here. Starting off hot. Game of the Year. A game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. I really said it from the beginning of the year that Tears of the Kingdom was kind of my pick, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a complete reinvention of the series, and Spider-Man 2 is an awesome sequel. Resident Evil 4 is a great remake, but Alan Wake 2 hits every category that we judge a game on: music, writing, dialogue, graphics, gameplay, mechanics, designs. Every single thing is completely reinvented and brand new and incredible. So not only does it iterate on what the amazing first game did, I believe that's your game of the year right there. Okay, I don't need to share the vote here. We can just Keep it going. I don't need to advertise. Best game direction. Yeah, I think we gotta go Alan Wake 2 again. And once again, we only have an hour here, so if we want to chat a little bit after I do the voting, I just wanted to make sure and get everything in before it's too late. We got 31 categories to run through here. Best narrative. Okay, we got some interesting answers here. I haven't been able to jump into Cyberpunk 2077 yet. Not since launch, but I do plan to get back into it. So I don't feel it's fair to give that game of the year. It didn't even come out this year. It's the Phantom Liberty DLC that came out this year, but they kind of have to keep acknowledging this game for reasons. Final Fantasy 16 was really dope, and that story is hip. Spider-Man was dope as well, but I still think Alan Wake 2 has got it in the bag. I think Alan Wake is still the most... I should just keep going. Best art direction. I probably got to give it to Alan Wake, but I've also seen a lot with Super Mario. They iterated the most, so I'm going to give that to them. I'm going to say they got it. Yeah. Oh, I guess I could have been saving these little images. Can I go back and do that? Is that a thing? Can I, if I click here? Ooh, save card to share. No, but that doesn't show my vote. It doesn't show. Yeah, sorry, I might have made some mistakes here, gamers. I didn't realize. Yeah, I should honestly be multitasking and kind of. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, let me revote so I can pull up all these images. I might share this all on Twitter again. Yeah, that would be fun. I like that. I like those images. That'll be really cool. Yeah, that way I could just share this in a massive Twitter thread for those that, probably don't want to sit here in a lengthy live stream discussion format here and really just want to, read the cliff notes, right? But we got a big night full of streaming. And we're going to cover this. We're going to jump in and check out Season 1 of Call of Duty. And we'll go from there. Okay, so best narrative. I still think that's Alan Wake 2. Yeah, best art direction. I think I gotta give it to Mario on this one because they really invented their art direction that we've gotten really used to. Oh no. Okay, I thought we were gonna lose our progress here. Best score and music. Okay, first of all, Zelda doesn't have enough music. Hi-Fi Rush was incredible. Final Fantasy 16 definitely has that killer orchestral and choral soundtrack that just da 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 da, and it hits you. It's powerful. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm not giving them anything on this. I'm not a fan. Gonna go with that for best score and music. We did see the musical bit. We did see Poets of the Fall. The musical bit that took place during this game was incredible. I feel like the score and the sound design and all that stuff is really on point. It is super immersive. Okay, we're on best audio design. All right, this is where it gets a little tricky because horror games and even Spider-Man 2 really excelled in this way, okay? So I feel like Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, and Resident Evil 4 are kind of on the same level here. They all have incredible sound design that immerses you and has you, looking over your shoulder. You hear the slightest sound or crackle of something. You're reacting to it. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, I mean, you can hear enemy dialogue, you can hear the wind rushing by you as you're web swinging through the city. There's a certain thing there that really makes you feel super and powerful as you're traversing through the world very fast, and the wind is rushing and the webs are coming out of your wrists and you can just hear everything, and it's so immersive and it's so powerful. I think I really want to acknowledge Dead Space on this one, because I think they did really well on that. What's up, Marvel? How you doing, man? We're casting our votes on the Game Awards because voting will be shut down in about 30 minutes here. But yeah, definitely excited for that Ninja Turtles game. Could be dope. All right, this is tricky. All these guys are incredible actors, guys and girls. Let's see. We got Yuri Lowenthal as Spider-Man. You got Baldur's Gate. You got she actually voices and portrays Saga Anderson. You got Idris Elba. You got Cameron. You got Ben, which Ben voiced Clive in. Yeah, I gotta give it to him. He voiced Clive in Final Fantasy 16. He's the main character. I think he did great with that. He did great. Yeah, so this will kind of be a speed run here. All right, innovation and accessibility here. Okay, so there's one thing we have to kind of talk about with Marvel's Spider-Man 2, is that they didn't have some of the I think me and Brian were talking about this, that they weren't going to have a certain accessibility feature until like mid to late December. And I believe it was the one where it kind of like narrates what's happening in the game. Like, I know there's subtitles, but like for people that are blind, it can narrate some of the things that are happening, and some of the additional dialogue that might not be audible. Audible would be the word. Forza Motorsport. I definitely think they made some leaps and bounds. I'm torn between Street Fighter 6, who I know made some major leaps and bounds in allowing accessibility for blind players, which I think is incredible. Like, they were able to use like different sounds to sort of let you know where you are, where the enemy player is, and you know if they're coming in with like a high attack or a low attack or what, you know, whatever it may be, and sort of give people like the clues they need to make actionable choices. Which, you know, I can barely play fighting games as I am. It's absolutely incredible that it is accessible to an even wider audience. I think I'm going to go with Street Fighter on this one. I got a fighting games are just notoriously not accessible a lot of times. So I got to give them that. What's up, Kong? How you doing, man? We're going hard tonight. Let me know if there's any problems with stream quality, because I did download OBS 30. And I upped the bit rate. I usually stream at about 6K, but I'm going to try 10K. So 10,000 kilobytes per second. We're going to try that. But yeah, 1080p, 60 as usual. But yeah, just let me know if there's any issues. And we got to close out the voting. We only got 30 minutes here to cast all our votes. So if you haven't cast your votes, please go ahead and do so. Okay, the only game I really know about in the Games for Impact category is Tchia, and I would love to play this game. I'm super interested in it. It has a playable ukulele. This reminds me a lot of Breath of the Wild. You know, you're sort of this girl exploring the island and interacting with characters and wildlife, and you're learning songs and you're learning about culture and all these various things. So yeah, I think I gotta give it to Tchia on this one, because that was the one that just sort of I identified with the most. It, you know, got me excited, all that good stuff. I dig it. Best ongoing game. All right, first of all, gotta acknowledge that Cyberpunk 2077 is not an ongoing game. It is a game with a lot of DLC. It is a game that has had a lot of updates. But in the same way that Starfield is not a live service game, neither is Cyberpunk. It's not an ongoing game. In fact, they're about to conclude their support for the title of doing updates and all these, and add-ons and expansions and all this stuff. They're about to wrap it up and focus on The Witcher and focus on what's next after this Cyberpunk. So yeah, I feel like in lieu of better choices here, I know Apex is dope. I'm not a Final Fantasy 14 fan, but I hear good things. I'm not a fan of Fortnite, but I can't not acknowledge that Fortnite has some of the best ongoing experience. Like they're continually updating the world, the game modes. They're constantly adding new characters from all over pop culture. But I got a soft spot for Genshin Impact. I've really enjoyed this game. I've loved that they've continuously added worlds and characters and quest lines and stories and stuff. So I feel like in lieu of Destiny 2 being here, I'll give it to Genshin. All right, best community support. All right, this one's a weird one, and me and Andrew talked about this. It was either in episode 41 or 42, I think, of the Shackcast, where we actually kind of like tore into the Game Awards nominations, and we kind of talked about how it's weird that Destiny got nominated here, but not in Best Ongoing Game, because they did just lay off a lot of their community. They laid off their community support team. They laid off Michael Salvatore, who is the composer for the game. They laid off a lot of the QA staff, and I'm sure many more beyond that. But those were the ones that were hitting, probably players the hardest, is because those are the ones that sort of communicate back and forth with players, and they play the game, and they've got, their hand on the pulse, right? They are constantly in contact and making sure that the game is in the best state it can be, and that they are constantly updating and communicating. So very key there. I know No Man's Sky has come a massive way in terms of supporting the game and adding new content. Cyberpunk as well, but I feel like in this game, in this thing, we think about ongoing support, we think about ongoing games, we probably think more about live service games, so I'm going to give it to Destiny on this one. They've always done a good job, and I know they're in rough times at the moment, but there's always been peaks and valleys in this game and its journey, and maybe we're in a valley right now, but I am confident that they deserve that, and they will come out of this. Best independent game. All right, for this one, I think there was a little bit of drama around Dave the Diver, because technically it wasn't made by an independent indie studio. It was actually just a big studio that said, hey, we're going to greenlight this like small time project here done by a small team, but it's definitely being funded by a massive studio, right? So it doesn't seem fair, right? But yeah, looking at the titles here, Viewfinder was actually the only one I had the chance to play. I think I had early access or a demo to Sea of Stars, and it was like broken. It was unplayable. I just couldn't load it up, and I tried to message the devs on Twitter, tried to contact support teams, nada. Nothing ever happened. So I know that's kind of anecdotal. It's not fair to judge a game based on that. I'm pretty sure Sea of Stars is a dope RPG that I'm going to play at some point. But because Viewfinder is the only one I played and can verify, I'm going to go with that one. All right. Viewfinder was the camera game that we had, the Polaroid camera, and we were able to make the photos show up in real life. That was really cool. Once again, the only game I recognize here as far as debut indie games was Viewfinder. It's the only one I played, so I'm going to go from there on that. All right, best mobile game. All right. I really think the only one I've tapped into is Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. I do want to check out Genshin Impact on mobile, but I think I gotta figure out my you gotta know like your login and all that, so I gotta figure that out. I haven't played Honkai Star Rail. I'm not a Hello Kitty guy. Monster Hunter, not for me. Terra Nil, looks interesting, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis actually allows you to experience the events of everything involving the Final Fantasy VII world. So I highly recommend this one. This one's really fun. And a great experience for all. Okay? Let's get to the next category. We are 14 of 31, so we're halfway. All right? Good timing here. Best VR/AR, so virtual reality or augmented reality. We got Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call to Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village, and Synapse. Really the only one I've had the chance to dabble with or play and would think would probably be the best experience in VR would probably be Resident Evil Village. I think this would be super scary, super realistic, and of course you get stepped on by vampire ladies. They're really big and really hot. So, I feel like that's the VR experience that gamers are probably looking for. Okay, best action game. All right, there's a lot here. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, I did some first impressions of on the channel. I did the opening boss fight. I got to customize my mech. I was having a great time. Dead Island 2, we played the full game on the channel. We tapped into the DLC as well, the House DLC, Haus. Didn't really enjoy the House DLC, but here's what I'll say. Dead Island 2 is the sequel that we truly have waited 10 years for. It's incredible. It was properly optimized. It wasn't a buggy experience. The graphics were incredible. The gameplay was great. There were, revitalized concepts and fantastic visuals, gameplay, smoothness. Traversing through LA was really cool. Technically, it's not an island, but, I'm not going to knock them on it. Hi-Fi Rush is awesome. Ghost Runner looks incredible. I enjoyed playing the first Remnant, but I haven't gotten around to Remnant 2. But I feel like Dead Island 2 really came in here and just did what they needed to do and didn't get enough buzz for doing what they did and doing it well. I think, probably a couple news articles probably came out that week and was like, Dead Island's good or Dead Island's okay or whatever. And then, because it's not a live service game and because, it just didn't capture the ongoing discussion between all the big games we've had this year, whether it's Hogwarts Legacy or Starfield or Tears of the Kingdom, all these big games that we've had throughout the year. It just didn't capture the attention hard enough, heavy enough, okay? But really enjoyed it. So I got to give them their props where it's due. Best action adventure game. I feel like Zelda has better traversal while Alan Wake has better puzzle solving and combat. So I'm torn here. Zelda definitely has good puzzles, but like Alan Wake gets in your brain. Okay, so I like that. I feel like Alan Wake is more horror than adventure, but it's definitely a horror/action game. So, I don't know. I would feel weird not giving Zelda anything this year. So let's give them what they deserve. I think for this category, I think that's right. That feels right to me. I feel like Alan Wake will probably sweep a bunch of stuff anyway. All right, best RPG. So this is the only category where Starfield's nominated. I did enjoy that. I did play the Liza P demo. Once again, Sea of Stars did not really go my way. Final Fantasy 16, I think, is incredible. Oh, okay, maybe maybe Brittany's chatting over here. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Agreed. Brittany says multiplayer category feels lacking for sure. Feel like there were other multi games popping off that people played more. Yeah. Best RPG. All right. I'm torn between Starfield and Final Fantasy 16. I think I put more time into Starfield, and Starfield really deserves something at least, and I think they captured my attention. Let's see. Yeah, Brittany says Honkai gets it on mobile. Yeah, I feel you. If I had played it, I could have more of an opinion for sure. Only did a few category votes. Gotcha. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with a lot of the games this year, and I will be honest, it's been a little financially detrimental for me. So if you can support the channel, like the channel, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and if you can sign up for a membership and support the channel, you get emotes, you get you get channel badges, loyalty badges. You get exclusive content. Occasionally, I'll have videos or posts in the community feed and other stuff. There's an exclusive Discord channel as well. And I'll also give out exclusive discount codes just for members to save some money on the merch. Let's see, best fighting game. I've really only played Street Fighter 6. I know Mortal Kombat 1 is pretty dope. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, I would love to try out. But I know the first one didn't really, blow everything out of the water. It kind of felt like, hey, we're here. We just wanted to make a game that's kind of like, Super Smash with our Nickelodeon characters. And then it kind of just went radio silent. I would have liked to have seen the DC Multiverses game show up in this list, but it didn't actually fully come out technically, so kind of weird. But yeah, I think Street Fighter 6 really nailed it this year. All right, best family game. I think it's got to be Super Mario. Illusion Island looks really fun. I was having a laugh watching some of the cutscenes there on that. Party Animals looks fun and wacky. Pikmin 4, I've heard great things about. Sonic Superstars, I've heard good things from friends, right? Like, I've heard good things there. Once the exotic pulse. But yeah, Sonic Superstars, I think I heard there was some jank, like, Sonic's a fast character, and the rest of them are kind of slow, and they have different methods of traversal. Like Knuckles glides, Tails can fly, Amy has the hammer, and she's just kind of slow. So I don't know. I want to get some hands-on time on Sonic Superstars. So if anyone has a code for that game, or if Sega wants to drop in my inbox and get me a key for coverage on that, I would absolutely love to give it a fair and unbiased review. But in terms of best family game, I think having played recently Super Mario Brothers Wonder with somebody in co-op and seeing those animations and the family-friendly vibes and the art style, which once again I had to give them best props on the art because they really upped the animations. Mario doesn't just go up and down the pipe, like he falls into it and he has to catch his hat and he's kind of surprised and he drops out the other end, he kind of falls out the other end of the pipe. He's like stumbling around and constantly trying to grab his hat, trying to make sure he doesn't lose it. It's cute, it's fun, and if you watch the Super Mario Brothers movie, then it feels like they captured the animations that studio did and said, we need to have this in our side-scroller game. So I gotta give them to that. They've nailed, man, they really have nailed it in those terms. What's up, Sean? How you doing? We are voting on the Game Awards. Voting closes in about 15 minutes, so I want to get my votes in. And if you're able to vote and you would like to vote, definitely Get in there. Get your votes in. All right, best sim and strategy. All right, I am upset. Marvel's Midnight Suns came out last year after the Game Awards, so technically it would be lumped in with this year's Game Awards. Marvel's Midnight Suns deserves best strategy game. It's a card game. It's a strategy game. It's made by the same guys that do the XCOM games. The next best game I could say is City Skylines 2, but I also heard that the developers, they even announced this in like a post. They said that, hey, our game's like not launching up to spec here. We have to be honest. It's not, we're not launching it in a great state, but we'll fix it in post. And so that's why I would hesitate. But I guess the only other thing I could do is just abstain from voting. But, I mean, I think they have a brilliant game here. I'm excited about the features and all the stuff in the game. But I think, yeah, we do have to kind of acknowledge that they were just like, we'll launch it as is and fix it in post. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take them to do that, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, we got about 10 to go. For this one, I think Forza Motorsport is just the best racing game out of this list. Absolutely incredible. Once again, they reinvent the wheel every time. I'm not sure if Tekken 8 is nominated anywhere. For this one, I think Super Mario, man. Like, other than like Destiny 2, playing Destiny 2 this year, or playing, what else have I played with friends this year? Call of Duty. I did play Diablo 2 in beta with friends, but I wouldn't call that like the incredible, awesome experience. Yeah, I just feel like, and I'm not a fighting guy. Like, I don't like to do PvP in fighting games. I like to fight the computer. That's all I do, okay? And I like to lower the difficulty so I can win sometimes. Yeah, so Tekken 8 will be eligible for next year. So, Super Mario Wonder. I think of what we've been given here. Oh, dude, please. Injustice 3. Give it to me. Please. I need it. And go away from the evil Superman trope. Give us something else. Okay, I don't have time to do my rant on Injustice 3. All right, we gotta keep the voting going, or I'm gonna run out of time. But yeah, I think Super Mario Brothers, in lieu of maybe Call of Duty or like other experiences being here, I think we gotta give it to Super Mario. All right. Highly recommend it. Okay, best adaptation. All right, I'm gonna try to do this quick. All right, Castlevania Nocturne. The Castlevania Netflix series is one of my favorite my favorite anime series ever. That and Cowboy Bebop. It's between Castlevania and Cowboy Bebop. These two Netflix series are incredible. Nocturne ends up being sort of a sequel. It's about the descendants of Trevor Belmont. It's really good. Gran Turismo. Enjoyed the previews. Excited about it. Haven't seen it yet. Sorry. The Last of Us. It's great. It's a good adaptation. But guess what? They skipped a lot of the big plot points because they're rushing through season 1 because they can't wait to get to season 2. They skipped a lot of big plot points. Some episodes were dwelling on stuff that doesn't really matter, insignificant characters and whatnot. For a show about infected zombies, there's a lot of not infected zombies in the show, so I think it's not perfect. Twisted Metal, didn't watch it because it's on Peacock. I'm not going to subscribe to another service. And I think Super Mario Brothers movie, because literally brought tears to my eyes, seeing the nostalgia, seeing them perfectly capture the Mario Brothers on scene, the morals of the story, the animations, every single thing. The Super Mario Brothers movie nailed it. It's beautiful. There's a reason why this made $1 billion and nothing else in this category did, because they nailed it. Most anticipated game. All right, we got Tekken 8 here. We got Star Wars Outlaws, which looks dope. I'm all in on Star Wars. That's massive entertainment. Super excited to see what they do. Let's see, Hades 2. I never really finished Hades 1, but I loved what I played. And I will definitely play Hades 1, and I'll probably play Hades 2. But as far as like anticipation, I gotta go with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm really excited for this. All right, I'm new to the Final Fantasy world. I've only played like 15 and the 7 remake and the Yuffie chapter that we did. I forgot what it was called. I know there's Intergrade, or maybe it's part of Intergrade. Then there's I played 15 and part of 16. I'm gonna finish Final Fantasy 16. Don't worry. But I am very excited about this sequel because it's going big. It's going open world. It's more time spent with these characters that I started falling in love with. 2 thumbs up. There they are. Those are my thumbs. Really the only one I know is People Make Games, and they did a video on Palestine. So yeah, gonna give it to them because what's happening in Palestine, the genocide that is happening as a part of Israel and the Zionists murdering men, women, and children, bombing them. Yeah, that's we're not. Yeah, we got to give them props for that. Yeah, where's Aaron Shack? I should be there. Okay, I just hit 2,000 subscribers. I should be there, right? Please vote for me. I don't know. Best esports game. I'm not an esports guy. I think I'm gonna skip this one. Yeah, I don't play any of these games. I don't particularly like any of these games. I can't really give anything to that. I don't know any of these esports athletes. Yeah, I don't really follow this type of stuff. Awesome to see him here. Good luck to him. But I'm going to abstain from that as well. I don't really keep up with esports teams. I'm just going to go on to the next. Best esports coach. Once again, it's another thing that I don't know these people, don't participate, don't interact with these realms. I'm just not an esports guy. I'm not a sports guy in general. Curling is my favorite sport, okay? So good luck to everyone here. Awesome to see you all nominated, and looking forward to it. Once again, best esports event. I don't know what to say. The one I watch the most is like Evo, but I only watch it when Injustice is part of it. So I can't really say that Evo 2023 was some incredible thing here. It's not letting me go to the next vote. I guess I'll cast it and see. No, maybe it thinks. Oh, okay, those are the ones I abstained from. So I guess we're done. Yeah, I guess we're done. Yeah, I'm going to change the vote on that. I'm just going to abstain. Okay, I'm going to exit voting. I am done on that. That was cool. But yeah, definitely, hang on, let me do a thing here. I got a thing about, let me see. Yeah, this was People Make Games. If you want to see why I voted for them as best, might actually, let me just get the proper link. Yeah, here's like the YouTube link. I guess that was, I gave you like the Twitter link. But yeah, they did a video there bringing attention to the games industry and how the games industry should not stay silent on Palestine. And they actually raised like $60,000 for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So that was cool. Thank you for the subscription coming through. Hope you were enjoying the stream here and the content on the channel. Okay. Let's see. Today is the 6th. Oh, it's Dead Man's Tale. Dead Man's Tale is the exotic. Yeah. But yeah, that is that video was really dope, and it really brought a lot of fair and balanced attention to the issue, and it didn't say that some lives didn't matter over the others. So this has been a great little stream. I think I'm just gonna keep it concise here. Voting is about to close, so definitely get in your last votes, and hopefully you're excited about the Game Awards. I'm going to be doing live coverage tomorrow. I might have some guests here as well, some guest speakers chiming in, you know, as we're watching trailers and reacting to awards being given and stuff like that. I wanted to have a couple people co-host with me up here if they're around. If not, I can always run the show on my own. But yeah, I thought it'd be kind of nice to have someone to bounce off of while we also, you know, keep chat in the dialogue there. So once again, I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to be live later, actually here pretty quickly, with some Call of Duty Season 1 reactions. I'm going to jump into that real quick for maybe about 30 minutes or an hour. And then I'm going to switch over to Destiny 2 because there's been, you know, the refresh for the week. We've got Iron Banner. We've got new weapons and exotics and other stuff to grind for that I want to do. So we'll go from there. A lot of stuff tonight. So hang tight. I'll be live again shortly. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this dive into the Game Awards, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the awards show. Take care. Bye.